do some long line work with Daisy, but I'm gonna do it on a short leash. She's a bit heavier set, so we're gonna work on that to get some weight off. She's a bit older, so her body's a little more sore, so I don't want the long line of a potential big snap. I want everything really close so it can be slow, as gentle and soft as I need it for her to be. She's actually really pretty good on a leash until there's a squirrel. So we are starting where there's no squirrels because I want her to understand my leash language, my rules of the leash. And then we'll move to more tempting areas like squirrels. But you're just going to see me move back and forth. When she cuts ahead, I'm going to do that 180 turn. Any leash pressure you see is going to be pretty light, and I apologize if you can hear that beeping in the background. There's a car over here that's been beeping since about 4 a.m. So I'm not going to say much. I might offer a good here or there, just good. But other than that, this is just kind of time for her to focus on the communication of the leash. Her job, which is just to move with me. I'm not looking for a heel, just match my pace, change my direction, stick with me. Since she's not too fast of a girl, I'm going to go ahead and just work a little bit more diligently to keep her on the left, because that will be our end goal. I'll edit that part out. Got it. So again, I'm just trying to keep her on the left since that'll be the end goal. If she's not too quick, I can easily do that. This is all I'm looking for from her, is for her to kind of pay attention to the pace I'm moving, the direction I'm moving. If I stop, I want her to stop and hang out with me. Good job. Again, right now, I'm not looking for heel, that perfect left side alignment. I very rarely am. I'm looking for a dog on leash with manners. That's about it. I fine tune it so that the dog does get a nice left side heel and auto sit. But my main goal is just to have a dog respectful on a leash. I'm going to challenge you a little bit. We're going to pick up our pace here. We'll slow down that pace. Slow down the pace. There we go. That's what we want to see. Now she's doing really well, which I expected from her. And it's what I want to see, because we're putting coins in the piggy bank of good behavior. And her practicing what I expect on our walk walk in a lower distracting environment will make it a bit easier for her when we do come across distractions. So she'll have an understanding and repetitions of what she should do. So I'm sure you couldn't see. That's quite nice. We had a squirrel at the end of the driveway, which is one of her big triggers. She stood there with me, but as we were standing there, I started to see her ears go forward in focus, and that's when, I'll give you a better visual here. So we were standing and it was pretty nice. There's a nice slack on the leash. Those ears went forward and her focus really went forward onto the squirrel. So I just gave all the slack in the leash, turned and walked away. And there's very, very light pressure and she turned right with me, which is what we want to see. And again, we'll work up towards more distracting squirrel. Those are your big triggers. I'm gonna bring you guys along with me here. So hopefully you can see what I'm seeing down here. All right, there we go. Swap the angles. So since this is where the squirrel is, or was just a moment ago, you see right there, she's doing that. I'm gonna give that line. Oh, nice girl. This video is going to be all kinds of wonky in the angles. Apologies. So, there we go. Sorry about that. You see how those ears are already starting to hard focus? She's leaving me. Drop that line, I'm gonna turn. Good. So I'm not gonna wait until she's pulling towards the squirrel to do that, right? I'm not gonna wait until she's fully engaged with that squirrel. I'm seeing the ears push forward. I'm seeing her body language kind of perk up. I'm seeing her physically move forward ahead of me. And that's when I'm turning. So see those ears starting to go? See how she's starting to kind of inch out ahead? Nice. I'm gonna do it then, not when she's full-blown pulling and going nuts for a squirrel. I'm really sorry for how choppy and upside down and weird this video will come out edited, but you'll get to see. And the beautiful thing is if I go, ooh, I don't know if she's focusing on a squirrel or not, should I turn? Well, here's what happens if you turn and she's paying attention. She just goes with you. So it's not too big of a deal. Whoop, we got a little twisted there. And if she was focused on a squirrel, well, then you get to take advantage of that moment as well. Now, the only reason I am pushing her to try more, right? We just did a little bit of lesson, saw the whole thing, and now we're out looking for squirrels. She does so well. She's really just pretty chillaxed and calm. I'm pretty confident I can catch her before she goes into full-on, I'm gonna eat that squirrel mode. I just have to be vigilant in her body language and what she's telling me. She thinks she sees a squirrel. It's a leaf, but I'm gonna take advantage of it. Get in a repetition. It was that leaf right there that she thought was a squirrel because it was blowing in the wind just right. Now, I will say, with this girl, I know earlier I mentioned I like to put automatic sits on dogs. I honestly will not be doing that with this girl. Again, she's a bit on the heavier side. She's a bit on the older side. I can see as she's getting up and down in the house, just some general discomfort. So I'm not going to push that. So right there, I started to turn right when I saw her ears go forward, and that's right when the squirrel decided to jet. And I stayed predictable. I just did my turn and walk. She decided how hard she was going to hit the end of that line. But that's also why I'm keeping it short with her, so that there's not too much momentum for her to catch and kind of hurt herself on the end of the long line. She's older, she's stiff. So she's got a shorter line on so that she can't really hit the end of the line too hard. I know we're both actively hunting for squirrels. There goes one. Nothing. Alright, we gotta go back this way where the squirrels live. Even though right there she did charge for a squirrel, she responded really well to the turn and walking away. She gave it up really nicely. Yesterday, she honestly got me moving a bit. I don't get dragged by dogs often. She got me moving a little bit toward the squirrel, I'll tell you. So that was really nice that she gave it up. I'm very interested to see how she responds to the next squirrel. Hopefully we will find one. They're never out when you need them, I tell you. I should just raise squirrels. I love squirrels. Side note to everybody, it is going to be awfully hot today here in Minnesota with the heat in the 90s and really high humidity. That heat index is going to get into dangerous spots. So she's again focusing on that leaf. She realized that is not the squirrel. I like this girl. She's very easy to read. Yeah, anyway, heat index going to be really hot, so get out early. It is barely 7 a.m. right now. We are out working. Let's see if we can't find squirrels over here, Sifter. These are usually my squirrel alleyways. Tons of squirrels. I got nothing today. Maybe it's too early. Early bird gets the worm, squirrels sleep it. Now this little walkway here, she had lots of opportunities yesterday, lots of fun chasing them squirrels. So see those ears already? She's kind of focused. So we'll just do a couple turns here. Get her to kind of slow down a bit, pay attention more to the humans. Change my pace. See those ears setting back a bit. Pick up the pace. Slow down the pace. So she had successful chases yesterday. Well, not successful in her mind. She didn't get to catch any of them, but she got to successfully chase squirrels. All that. Daggone! Where are them squirrels? This is a bummer. Alright, well, let's go back this way, Mama. We want squirrels. We want squirrels. Alright. So my hand is hurting. I'm going to stop recording for now, but I will turn this back on once we find squirrels. We're on the hunt. Here we go. Alright, gang. Target acquired. He's up there a bit at the end of that driveway on the grass. We're going to see. Oops, see right there. She sees him. So you can see how much easier that turn was when I was able to catch her right when she noticed the squirrel versus when that sucker darted out. But it's still the same pattern. I'm still being very predictable to her. And of course he left what? A turkey. That squirrel didn't know he needed his help. Let's move across this way. Well darn. Daggone. So even though we didn't get to get closer, that was still a successful repetition. She saw a squirrel, disengaged. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Hopefully we'll find more squirrels out here. I'll be back. So we've been out doing our lesson for a total about 30 minutes. Someone's starting to lose gas here. She's starting to really kind of lag behind, panting, slower moving. So I'm gonna go ahead, just bring her home, let her recoup, rest up for a minute, then give her breakfast. We'll come back out again. Oh, darn it, I saw a squirrel. You saw it too, huh? That was a beautiful reaction from her. We both saw the squirrel, but she kept moving with me. Anyway. So yeah, we'll be back out hunting squirrels later today. Well, later this morning. We're not going to really go out much in the afternoon. As I mentioned earlier, it's going to be crazy hot today. So you take what the dog can give you, right? And you can see she's a little stiff moving. She's a little tired. Wrapping it up, calling it a session. We'll regroup before it gets too hot, do another one, and then tomorrow I'll start again.